Hi friends, this is our part 6 SQL Server Developer interview questions and answers. Let's begin. What is SQL Server Agent? SQL Server Agent is a built-in service in Microsoft SQL Server that basically automate your tasks so you don't have to babysit the database all day. So, for example, if you want to create and run job automatically or on demand basis, such as a backup, maintenance tasks, such as a index rebuilding, statistic update, or else some cleanup activities. Also, you can run the TSQL scripts and then you can execute the exercise packages. Also, you can sending the alerts or emails when something goes wrong. Scheduling recurring tasks hourly, nightly, or weekly. So imagine without SQL Server agent, you have to run script manually. Maintenance would be error prone, monitoring and alerting would be painful. So with SQL Server agent, your database can basically take care of itself. For example, run a full database every midnight and then email me if it is failed. This is one of the example. How to sort data in SQL Server. So first let me explain. Sorting data is a straightforward. You can use order by classes in a select statement. You can order by the records by using ascending keyword and then descending keyword. Let's begin small example. For example, this is our customer data. I'm specifying order by class here and I am specifying order by first name. What does that means? For example, without order by classes, if you select this is the data how it is stored. If you see the first name, it start with M D A. This is not order wise, right? Because first name here M and then D A. So if you want to order the first name, you have to use this order by class. So you don't need to specify ascending keyword because by default, if you specify order by first name, it will do ascending order. So you see here the first name ordered A and then next B C. That way it will order your first name. Also you can do descending. This will descending your data. You see from eject onwards it start. Also you can do order by multiple columns. Now the first name it will do order by descending. Once it's done descending order of first name, the gender column it will get ascending. It will be ordered by ascending. Okay, so this way you have to order multiple columns. Okay, next question is how you can filter the data in SQL Server. Filtering data means choosing only the rows that meet certain conditions. In SQL Server, this is done mainly by using where classes. So the where classes is the main one. It basically tells SQL Server which rows to include and then having class. So for example, you are grouping data by using group by class and then you want to filter that grouped data, then in that situation you cannot use where condition, you have to use having conditions. And then you can use top class to bring top records in SQL Server. Okay, let's begin small example. For example, this is our customer data. Now I want to select where ID, particularly 709. So I can use where conditions to filtering the data, right? So this is way. Now I just want to group data based on gender column. Okay. So for example, to group data, group by gender. Now I want to only I want to count that once grouping done. For example, once you group the data, you have to specify gender, comma, count star. It will give you, by grouping gender, how many count is there. For example, here I just want to bring only, count of genders greater than, 126. Then you have to apply conditions. For that you have to use having count of count star greater than 126. So now let's run. See, only it's filtered data whatever more than 126. Okay, this is where you have to use having conditions. And then top class, you can use top class to filter out data. For example, top 10 records only I need from the customer data table. So this will help you to bring only 10 records. Okay, let's jump on the next question. So what are word cards in SQL Server? Word card in SQL Server are special characters you use in pattern matching, mainly with like operator to search the data that matches a pattern rather than the exact value. For example, the percentage sign, it basically matches 0 or more character. The next one is underscore. It matches exactly one single character. And also we can use character list or range. It means it matches one character from a set or you know not in the set. Okay, let's begin small example. For example, this is our customer data. Now I want to filter the data only the name which start with M. So then you can use where condition, and then first name. In first name only we are going to apply this condition, so you can use like operator, and then you know use single quotation M percentage. So that means what, it the first name should start with M. The rest of the character could be anything. It can be M, or else after that any character it can come. For example, let it be run. See, start with M, first name, all thing displayed here. So this is percentage symbol. Okay, for example, I just want to bring data this way. I just want to bring data. For example, the first name, first character should be M, second character can be anything, but third character only should contain C. So here this is single character, this character can be anything. So instead of underscore it can be anything, that single character alone. So let's see what could be the result. Only MAC. So M and C, the A in the middle of the character, it could be anything, A B C something. Okay, this is the percentage symbol, and then this is the underscore. And also we can check like character list or range. For example, I am using where condition. Let's, so here I am using where conditions. Okay, so the first name, like I am using some range within bracket. Okay, I am giving A to F percentage. I am giving, that means it, what it means, A to F, the first name it can be start with A to F range, and then next immediately it can be anything. So this is our conditions. So what will it will bring data, let's see. You see, A to F, all first name start with A to F, it brings here. Then immediately the next characters, right? It can be anything, one or more characters, right? Zero or more characters. Okay, I hope you can understand this word card. Let's jump on the next question. What is temporary table in SQL Server? Temp table in SQL Server is a table you create on the fly to store temporary data. So there are two main tables basically presents, that is local temp table and then global temp table. So the local temp table created with single hash symbol only visible to your current session. It's dropped automatically when your session ends. So that is the local temp table. Global temp table is nothing but it created with double hash. So basically dropped when the last session using it disconnects. Okay. And the main difference between local temp table and then global temp table, you know, temp table basically it's stored in tempdb. We can have a indexes in temp tables. We can have statistic creation in temp table. It's a best for larger data set. It also support transactions. Let's begin small example. See, I'm just creating temp table. Create hash temp one id number. Create table. So this is one of the temp table. This is the local temp table. Okay. If you want to create global temp table, you can put double hash here. So this is local temp table. This is global temp table. Okay. Let's create both tables. See, now I'm just inserting data into local temp table. Okay, I am inserting the value 1. Also, I am inserting one value in global temp table. Just I am inserting 2 in the global temp table. Now, for example, in local temp table, you can fetch the records in the same session. Okay, it's showing 1. Okay, I'm just selecting records from global temp table. See, 2 coming. So what is the difference between both are doing same operations, right? So now I'm trying to access this temp 1 table, local temporary table, in another session, new session. Here I am trying to access. See, invalid object name it's showing. That means it's just session specific. Okay, in this particular session only you can access the local temp table, but global temp table not like that. You can access in the multiple sessions. For example, I am selecting the data double s temp on. See, the records 2 is showing. This is the main difference between local and global temp table. Hope you guys understand. Thank you for watching this channel. We will see in the next video.